Okay, I want to do this video of the Magic Square Optimus Prime 2.0 version, and I feel I need to make this video for reference because this definitely has a lot of issues. I mean, I literally spent an hour and then another hour and then another hour coming back over and over again just to transform this. And I also want to point out that, I don't really, like watching videos on transformation because, I actually like figuring things out. I take a lot of my time to carefully look at everything, parting lines, where things tab in, stuff, to figure things out on my own. So I'm very careful and I'm very good at transforming things. As part of my background, I do have in product design, so I understand a lot about how these things should be made. But anyways, again, the reason why I'm making this is because I feel I need to point out a lot of the issues with this. This was so frustrating transforming it. But before that, let's just say the good things. I mean, just look at this. This really looks nice. This looks very much like the cartoon. I don't mind the painted windows, which I have a feeling they're going to do another version with like transparent windows or something. But this is definitely better than the first version, like I was complaining about, which I can't point out until it's in robot mode, and a comparison maybe. And this is being really nitpicky. I really don't like that gray line because that's was not in the cartoon. That's more like the toy design. And they did a great job of making everything like the cartoon here. They used gray and white and took off the blue stripe, which I really like because I'm really into that toon aesthetic. But yeah, so just appreciating this really looks nice, and I am probably never going to transform it back to robot again because of all the problems with this that I'm going to point out. So to start with, the very last frustrating thing was getting this truck to attach to the trailer. So you can see it's attached now. Right? And this was not easy because this is just, does not designed very well. So let me show you. First of all, you can't just easily take the trailer and put it on. It has to be put on backwards. But look, you can't do that because these are in the way. So now I'm showing you how I have to do that. I have to actually untransform this. I have to take the sides off so I can bend the front part down. And then I have to slowly elevate this all so I can turn it around. And then you'll see it comes off. That's not good. And you'll see because it's the way the keyhole is arranged. See? In order for it to... Okay, and it has to be this way. Because this is how you lock it. You have to put it backwards, put it on, and then turn it, and then that's what locks it so it's holding. Because if you have it this way, it's just going to keep coming, off every time you lift it. So just remember that because I want to point out some other things. This is a whole nother issue. This circular piece was actually on here. And there's no way to get this to tab in onto these two tabs. There's no way. I mean, if you have this transformed back to vehicle mode, I'm just going to show you, there's a lot of these tabs here. See that tab there, and then see that? There's a lot of these all over the place, along with some other things that just make this so difficult and frustrating. And then you have to bring this down. So now I'm pointing out this circular piece is initially on here. It's attached. And you would think all you need to do is put it on and have it clip to these two tabs. There's no way that you can't even see where you're going. And you're gonna see how hard it is to tab in this. So now that I said that, I'm gonna show you. Just take a good look how it's assembled. I mean, you can see that looks like it's supposed to tab in, but it's not. It's supposed to be an open gap. That tab is there for, robot mode. So now I'm going to show you. I'm taking it off. There's no way to get these two to tab in there without even without being able to see it. I'm showing you how this goes in. It's a keyhole, and it has to turn to prevent it from coming off. And this is what I was saying. You tell me I'm wrong in that you can easily just carefully look at this and tab it in. There's no way. And you'll see another reason why it's even hard to do that. So just pointing out that there's no way to do this. So what you have to do is you have to remove this. So to remove it, you have to turn it forward, the key shape, so that it comes off. Okay, and then you have to tab this in. Now you have a choice here. You can try putting it in. Well, first of all, if you put it in this way, that's not going to hold it. Because if you put it in this way, I mean, just look at the orientation. If you put it in this way, it's just always going to keep coming off. Remember, you have to turn this to lock it. So, in other words, it needs to be this way. So, and then you're going to have to turn this around, put it in, then turn it. Which, I think I already showed you that's just ridiculous. You have to untab them and then lift this up and just to be able to turn it upside down to take it off, to turn it. And then it's crazy. So now I'm showing you now how, okay, so it has to be this way. There's even pictures showing it's orientated this way. So now here's the issue. How the heck are you supposed to get this to tab in? So you can see it's already difficulty there. So now, well, I actually got it on very, very, very easy this time. That was, okay, so let's do it again. So remember, the orientation, it needs to have a space here. And remember, it has to be, the key has to be backwards, meaning it has to be attached this way. In other words, like that circle on the top. So now let's see, let's try it again to see if it just easily tabs in. Okay, which is kind of hard because you're going to have to look for those tabs. Okay. And let's see. It's just, well, the way I like to do it is to tab one side in first. That's the easiest way I found. You get one side tabbed in, and then you tab in the other side. Okay, so I guess that's the easy way to do it. And you have to do it that way to be able to put it on. And remember this, now you have to turn them upside down. To be able to do that, you have to again untab these just so you could bend this down, and then you're going to have to elevate this up all so you can go in backwards, because remember the orientation, and then put it in and then turn it around. Now it's locked, and then you have to reassemble this back to the vehicle mode when you have the trailer attached. Oh man, this is going to be a long video because I am going to attempt to try to do everything backwards. This is going to be the first time I'm putting it back to robot from vehicle mode. But there. After you go through all of that, then I guess if you can forget about it, you can appreciate how nice this looks. Okay, 11 minutes. Well, let's just do it. So like I said, it needs to be elevated. You need to untab these so you could bend this down in order to be able to turn this around to be able to take it off. Okay, and then you do need to take this piece off and put it back on to here. And you want to turn it so you lock it so it doesn't come out and lose it. Okay, I want to take a break and catch my breath. So now I'm going to have to do everything backwards, and like I told you, there's just so many issues with this. And that's why I'm making this, because you definitely need to have this reference. So, and I probably will try to do this from robot to vehicle so you can see, because usually from vehicle to robot it's easy, but you can only do that if you know how this was done. So since I got all this, let's go ahead and do the foot. So you gotta let's see, well, what did I do? You have to rotate this panel here on that bar, right? And here's some of the issue. There really isn't a lot of clearance, so it's hitting on this silver gas tank thing here. So you can see just there's a lot of clearance issues here. So, oh, well, I guess you can do it this way. So before you extend the leg, turn this around. So you untab them and you turn it around, or, well, see, you are doing it here. It is having to hit plastic over plastic, this over here. Okay, so that's the thing. So you get it like that, and then you can lift the leg up, right? Lift the leg up. It's accordion. Okay, so we're putting the legs together. So you got it something like this, and then let me see if I remember. Well, first let me just tell you that bar, that swivel bar, it also, there's a lot of these pulling out you have to do. This bar does need to be pushed in, so you have to pull it out. So it doesn't just turn, it also goes in and comes out. So now I'm trying to remember here what was next. I think, oh yeah. So this, there's a lot of panels too. So this obviously has to fold back in. And this is where it gets a little tricky here, because you can see there's a double hinge. You can see there's a double hinge right there. So it's going to turn on one and it's going to have to turn on the other. And that's another thing that makes it difficult, is the fact that it's a little tight. Okay, so you got to fold it in like that. Okay, and then let's see, that's actually going to go on the inside of the leg. So this is where I was telling you where it gets it's always hard figuring these things out, but this is supposed to push in. So you need to push it in. This bar needs to be pushed in, but you can't do it this way. So you're going to have to get some clearance, and then you can push it in. See, everything has to be very precise transformation. So now that I got that in, then I can arrange it down. And then now this is kind of cool, all these panels here that open up. Okay. And then it comes down, and then there's a double bar. So obviously it's going to go up and come down. So it's going to cover the leg. And you can see where it's supposed to go. Also, I was telling you, there's a lot of these tabs, right? And these tabs are needed for this. Man. Okay, now this foot, you can't see. There's two parts, the front and the back. But this is the back part. So you can see the front of the foot, the tip, which you can see is gray, actually goes into the bottom of the foot. So that's just how this is configured. And then once you get that, then you're going to have to rotate it around. Well, before I close that panel, this is where you got to actually maybe do this part first. So situate that foot first, and then you can tab in the outer panels. And then the last thing is just turning this down. This is the first time I'm doing from vehicle to robot, so bear with me. So let's do it again. Okay, so like I said, well, let's just put it backwards, just so I remember. This part I don't like because there's not much clearance here, but let's put it back to the way it was in vehicle mode, and right, and yeah, so back to the vehicle mode. Like I said, you want to first untab that, and then you're going to have to swivel this down. So, or maybe you can do it, yeah, this way. See if you get clearance. Yeah, you see, you're still hitting. That's what I mean. You're still hitting parts on parts. In other words, there's no way. You have to do some stretching to get things to move across. So, unfortunately, that's what you have to do. So you get it this way. And then you can lift the leg up, according it out. And then let's see. Well, let's do the foot real quick, since I already showed you. Just untab the foot from the heel, and then you gotta obviously put it slightly at the angle so you could rotate it around. See, and you have to figure out how to get clearance because that's one of the issues here. There's clearance. So you're going to have to do some pulling and stretching, bending plastic over plastic, which you can get away with on a small figure like this with this flexible plastic, unlike X-Transbot, a bigger figure with harder plastic that is brittle, can break. Okay, so now let's see, this is what I was telling you. This needs to go in on this bar, and so this is kind of in the way. So if I remember, you have to get some sort of clearance, so like that. Once you get it like that, everything has to be at like a precise angle. You see, got to get clearance. Now you can push the bar in. See, now you can push it in. And then to bring it down, you're going to have to fold all of this. Remember, this is on 2 hinges right there. So 1, and then that's 1, and then the second one. So you got to fold it all in to get it in. And then, let's see, get this in. And then open these up, which is, it's not a problem with this one. And then there's a lot of tabs, so you can see it does need to tab in here. And these tabs are very important, otherwise they don't lock into place. So let's see. I don't know why it's see, this is what I'm talking about. You gotta have to stretch. You see, I'm having to bend the plastic just to get it to go over to tab in. There's a lot of that, so you are gonna have to pull, bend, stretch plastic over plastic to get it in. And that's in a lot of areas. And like I said, you can get away with it with this small figure that's made with this kind of softer, bendable plastic, not X-Transbot's hard plastic that's thin and brittle, and you try bending things, you're gonna cause stress and break it. Wow, another 10 minutes just to get the legs. Look at the legs, nice details. Okay, I won't get into that until it's all done. Now this. Oh my gosh, this was so hard to figure out that this part needed to be, his waist needed to be swiveled. I don't know if you can see the shape, but I had to swivel it around. Okay, so now let's see. You have to start untabbing things. This is tabbed in all over the place. I'm trying to think here which is the best first place to start, but so let's see, because you see it's very secure now, but trying to get it all like here before you can tab these in, tab these in, tab that in, tab this chest, this top down, all over. It's a nightmare. Okay, so let's see. First things first. Oh yeah, see, the way they did this, I don't know if you can see this, but it's actually it's a tab. See this hip here? I don't know if you can see this, but and then even the blue part, you see that T shape? And it actually tabs in. So that's how you lock it into place. So do it backwards. There you go. So what I'm telling you, there's a lot of tabs here. And this was a nightmare because I had to figure out this. You need to rotate this hip around. That's why, because I'll show you where I was stuck, because after I did all this, I could not get this to close. And that's because this hip does need to be flipped around before you can tab this in. So again, sorry, this is going to be a long video, but it's going to be very thorough. So you're going to see a lot of important things that you need to know about transforming this from vehicle to robot. Because doing this from robot to vehicle was a nightmare. Okay, now you're going to have to open all of these things up. So I don't know where is the best place to start. Open up these. Obviously, you know, you got to get these arms out. This is a nightmare because these smokestacks are also like get in the way of like this top coming over. I mean, it's just, there's clearance issues. So let's see, I'm opening up the sides. So I'm actually untabbing things. I mean, you can't see, but you know, it tabs in right there. See, I mean, I don't know if you can see, but you see that it actually places where this thing tabs in. Actually, I think that was different. But okay, let's see. You gotta, I'm trying to figure out the best steps. But, well, let's just do with what I know. Then these, you see the parting line, you gotta untab these. This is where it's gonna become a nightmare just trying to get them all to close. Okay, so that's one. This is another. You see, I'm bending plastic over plastic. Okay, and then, so that's the sides kind of loosened up, and now it's the top. Can't really see very well, but this top does come off, but this centerpiece is part of the top, so this is another untabbing. Well, I think I know what I want to show, so let's see, and it's kind of hard here because those two windows tab into this center bar also, which is, see, so this is just okay. So just imagine you got all this. Now you just try to imagine, how do you get all this to tab in? This is a crazy nightmare. And that's not even all of it. This is crazy. Okay, now, okay, like I said, this back needs to come out, but these bars get in the way. So you saw that there's tabs. So you gotta untab these shoulders, and they are gonna, this is a real nightmare here. These arms, you know, just kind of like the way Optimus looks like he transforms. This is what this does. His arms do become the side. And you know, I'm trying to set it up so you can see just how things need to be situated when you're transforming. So it's like an exploded view. You can just see how difficult it is to get all these parts to go in, and there's so many little pieces I need to point out. Like if you can see in there, this piece, it has to go slide up and down. I don't know if I can show it here, but yeah, maybe I'll try to show it later. But you see these bars need to be out of the way just to get clearance for this to move back. So I'll say it again because that's important. Situate it this way just so you can get this top to go back. Otherwise these smokestacks are in the way. Okay, once you got the top of the cab to the back, now you can start transforming the other parts, which is, you know, okay, you're gonna have to start opening things up even more. These obviously come down, they're gonna rotate. Let's see, and let's see, just like the MP10, this, or MP01, you see that these do have to rotate around. And this part's actually cool, these panels. You close it, bring the window down, close it. So bring the window down, and then close it, and then swivel this around. Just notice where it's swiveling from, the gray part. There's the waist, and then this upper rib cage. Okay, now let's see if I can show you here. This is hard to see, but I don't know if you could see, but you do have to take note of this. You see that? It goes up, and it has to come down. So you remember that. That's a very important piece, because you're not going to be able to transform it unless you pull this down. And then putting it into robot mode like I'm doing, you are going to have to push it back up. So again, trying to show it so you can see, push up. So for vehicle mode, remember, you're going to have to pull these down. But robot mode, you're going to have to push it up. Okay. Now let's see. I think this piece needs to come up, this inner part needs to come up, and then these are going to have to rotate around. So take note of this. This was the vehicle mode. The vehicle mode has those windshield wipers. Now the other side does not, the robot mode. So that's one way you can tell which way these are supposed to be. So this, turn it around, because we're turning it into robot mode. Okay, we pulled this out, lifted it up. And this part, this is another bar that rotates but also pushes in and out, just like the leg. It rotates but it pushes in and out. So let's see, it's out, then you rotate it, and this was where the matrix was, but I took it out because it keeps coming off during transformation, so I'm putting it back. But you see, you rotate it, and then you bring it down. So back to robot mode, you're going to have to turn it up, rotate it, and then I think you can push this in from that bar. Push it in, and then you can close this. There you go, there's the front of the chest. Okay. And then, yeah, I'm seeing how from vehicle to robot, like on a lot of toys, they're always so much easier than from robot to vehicle. Now, obviously you can see this is going to have to go up and in. So maybe an easy way to do that is to first maybe bring these back down. And it's kind of hard because you need to be able to get your fingers into places, and this tire came out. So I'm trying to see if yeah, because now trying to get this to go in is a little bit hard, and yeah, so I think maybe this, before you push that up, right, I think you're gonna have to turn it in first. So what I'm trying to do is bring those pieces down. So don't push those back up until you get these tires back in. I'm trying to get this window. See, there's a bunch of tabs. It's very important because that's the only way it locks. Okay, so now okay, and then there's another rotating piece here, so you can't tab it in until you kind of rotate, get this out of the way. So this is where it becomes let's do this. Let's hug his chest, kind of getting these arms out of the way, because what you can see is this part now needs to go to the back. But let's get his head up. So there it is on this bar, so it is supposed to, and it's tight. Yeah, it is supposed to come up. It's just that's what I'm telling you, this thing is just so, or maybe actually I think, is it supposed, no, it can't. Yeah, so, oh yeah, maybe it's more of these lifting up things. Okay, this head is supposed to come up, and I don't want to break anything here, so it's obviously supposed to go up. And now I'm trying to remember, is there something? Okay, now I'm trying to figure this out on camera, thinking again. This matrix is not covered, and I'm pretty sure that this is supposed to, yeah, it does. So this is another piece. It does swivel. You can barely see it, but this is meant to go up and down. So now I'm trying to see here. You know, which way it's supposed to be here, because this head panel is supposed to go up to be flat, and it can't do that with this piece in the way. Oh yeah, that's what it is. So you have to make sure. Okay, so you have to make sure that now pulling it up is hard, but you have to make sure that you push this down all the way. Not this way, but down all the way. Once you get it down all the way, then you can rotate this head up. Now that you got this head out of the way, now you can rotate this to his back. So let's just close this back up, these tabs. So I'm telling you, this is just so complicated. I mean, you have to go, you literally have to go step by step to transform this. Okay, so now this, like I said, this arm is kind of in the way. It's supposed to go into the back. Oh God, did I do something wrong here also? Let's see, now I'm trying to figure out how to get this to be, maybe this goes down. Either way, somehow this is supposed to, oh, maybe you do have to push those up now. Yeah. See, everything is step by step sequence here just to transform it. The head's getting in the way, that's why. Oh, okay. That's how you have to get that. Now, how did I do that? Well, now that I got this up here like this, now you have to push this up. Push it up, and then make sure his head plate is out of the way. And then you could rotate this in. Jeez. Okay. Now you can start folding this to form his back. Let's see here. Let's remember, these arms always get in the way. These smokestacks get in the way. Okay. And then let's see. This is obviously, yeah, backwards. So I know the details of his back. You know, the little triangle thing, and then the two on the sides. Those are on the bottom. And then you could see these tabs, they tab in here. So remember, what did I just do? There's a swivel. It was like this in robot vehicle mode. So robot mode, you're gonna have to, and then you open these up, sides up, and then tab it in. So I was telling you, there's a lot of essential tabs all over the place, and trying to find them when you're transforming is a little challenging. Okay. So you just got to make sure it's flush. Okay, now let's see, this should just oh, you can see where it tabs in right there, you can see it. Yeah, same thing on this side. Well, I think those are tabs. Well, now it's this bar that's in the way. That's this center bar in the vehicle mode. So this, you just have to make sure that that bar goes on this fold. And you can see how it kind of tabs in. Let's see here. Just make sure things tabbed in. Okay, almost there. This obviously is easy. Now the last thing, this crazy arm. I guess this is good to take note of, because this is how you want to maybe start from robot to vehicle. You want to get these arms like this. So now it's doing the opposite. Oh, let's see here. There's so many. I mean, you got to take note of all these pins, because that's a hint of where things move. So now to get this panel away from the shoulder, you got to bring it down, and then you can see another pin here, so it does rotate like that. Basically you are forming the arm. And then you gotta lift this up so you can get the hand out. And then, I don't know if you could see this concave, but this is where another tab, you can see it just goes in there. Once you got that, then you can close this tab. And then you just situate this arm in the proper formation, you know, where it moves up like this. But it's just kind of weird how they have pin like right there, but that's the way it's supposed to be. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's see, you could do it again. So bring this down. This see, looking here, there's a pin here. bring it down. There's a pin here. You gotta swivel it up, and then obviously this arm's supposed to come up, but so you gotta get this hand out. So you gotta, so there's a pin on this side. So you gotta kind of lift it up so you can get this hand out. And then, like I was telling you, you can see how this piece is supposed to go in. Once you do, then you can close this bunch of tabs, and then everything's situated. That's interesting. How do you want it? So you have a choice here. Well, actually, you can see the details on the forum, so you know it should be that way. The orientation should be that way. So in other words, these two pins should be on the sides of his arm. And that should be it. Now you just kind of fasten everything. This was 46 minutes. Oh man, and now it's gonna forever stay this way unless I decide to do a video showing how to put this back into robot vehicle mode, which maybe some people want because this comes in robot mode. But that's that, and I don't like how it just doesn't look like some parts are not tabbed in, because I see a open gap here. But yeah, and I don't know why he's like crooked too, standing at an angle. Something's a little off. Let's see, it is tabbed in here. Everything is, yeah, that's right. It's just, I don't like how there's like an open gap up here. That's why he's a little crooked. But anyways, that's the legs. The legs are straightened out. I don't know why he's like at an angle here. But yeah, I'm not going to try to figure this all out. Oh, I think maybe because, yeah, you need to, those parts that push in and come down, you got to push it up. Make sure everything is pushed up. There. There you go. Now he's a little bit more straight. Yeah. Because like I said, these pieces that come up and down, you got to make sure you push it all the way up. Man, this is almost like an hour-long video for this. Okay, he's still like at an angle. Oh, it's his foot. That's why. It's his foot. Because this, oh yeah, I remember, because there's tight joints on here. So yeah, it is there. I don't know if you could see, but there's a joint here. It needs to be straight, and then it needs to be on both sides. So this one needs to be bent a little bit down, a little bit. That's what makes it. Otherwise, he's going to be at an angle. See, so yeah, there's a little opening. So this foot makes his left leg look a little higher. That's why he's at an angle this way. It's because the foot. Man, this thing is just so... I'm just being really fussy with the details now. But it's the foot. This foot is making this leg a little long. Now I'm trying to figure out why. Yeah, you see, it's because this part, this foot, that's what I'm telling you. Okay, I just turned it. You didn't hear it, but he's still a little, dang. Now I'm trying to get this all fixed, but I'm gonna end it here because I don't want to keep fussing with this. But that's it. And I guess maybe I'll just, try to quickly go over it because I'll compare this with the 1.0. But this is the transformation from vehicle to robot mode. And hopefully I pointed out a lot of the difficulties with it. But now you can just appreciate how nice this figure looks. And I can't wait to bring out the other figures and see how they fit in, like next to Jazz and Hound and Trailbreaker. But that's it. I can't even go through all of this. Well, let's just see if I can just do it really quick. I mean, obviously has some stands. They don't have any lock, so it's just gonna keep moving around. That's not good. They should have made it so it locked. Doesn't lock, so it's moving around. But that's why you have these sides. Also, this should come down. This should come down. Yeah. And I can tell this sucks. It doesn't, I don't know how much that's gonna help because these don't lock either. Dude, that sucks. They don't lock into place. Yeah, that's really unfortunate. They don't really lock. So I'm just trying to quickly go over this, but this is nice. How it, there are no tabs on here. I like that. So it just easily opens. Accessories, and then I like how they do give you a gap so you can easily stick your thumb in there, and they give you a little groove so you can bring it out. I do like that. Can't wait to see if you could put a vehicle in there. And then it's cool, you can open this up. This does come off. This is really cool. I don't know if the official has this. It has the wheels, so that's cool. Nice big tab so you can easily see them, and then just put it back. Okay, and let's just see the other stuff here. These things. It's on a ball joint. This should come up. Yeah, it does. They're on hinge screws. There are on screws, and let's see his that's cool. Does this open? This should open because and it does. Well, yeah, it swivels because it's on a peg, so you're gonna have to put this all back. Trying to see. It looks like this should open. It's just yeah. So it's cool. All these little features. These are really nice to have. Let's replicate that toy thing. Yeah, so it's cool. Now after all the transformation, I'm just kind of going over this. So yeah, it's cool. And I like the roller, the gray roller, which is cool. Looks like it has, you can see there's a pin there. So obviously this does look like it rotates. Does look like that should come out. So I'm pushing here in so I can get that up. Oh, I guess it's supposed to carry the trailer. This rifle, really nice rifle. Yeah, this is really nice. So I think I'll just end here. So this is the Magic Square Optimus Prime 2.0 version. Transformation from vehicle to robot.